Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Unleashed Alchemy, where on this show we talk about embracing our spiritual elevation so that we can stand firm in our I am power to go against the grain so that we can live a soul fulfilled life that brings about enchantments in our daily lives and ultimately the world. So, welcome to another episode. Now, I was unsure of what to call this episode because I actually attempted to do this in a 90-second reel. And I thought to myself, why am I making this so hard? Because there's so much to say that goes beyond the 90 seconds where I can just make a video. So I have no notes here. But the thing that I want to emphasize, and it is something, if you have been here, then you know that one of the main tools that I talk about when it comes to our spiritual elevation, spiritual transformation, and experiencing a spiritual revolution in our own lives is using the power of our words. Now, there's many layers to that, which I cover in the Unleashed Alchemy Mystery School, which is available for you to enroll. But there's so many different layers to that. One of the layers is using the power of your words. One of the layers is being mindful of the conversations that you allow yourself to be a part of. Now, there are what I like to call conversation staples. These conversation staples come about because they were created because of programming, and it's a way to have a conversation that would make the people in the conversation appear as though they are being realistic about perhaps a challenge that they're experiencing in their life, perhaps a situation that is happening in the world around them. You know, everyone wants to be looked at as being realistic because if you are viewed as not being realistic, there's a whole entire host of other labels that come along with not being realistic or not appearing to be realistic or talk about the things that are happening. Those are conversation staples. Most of those conversation staples are not in tune, they're not aligned, they are not helpful to one's spiritual elevation. Why? Because many of those conversation staples are fueled by frantic energy. Many of those conversation staples are fueled by fear, guilt, shame, and just the idea of, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, or expecting worst case scenarios. Now, you may be saying, okay, well, what's wrong with being realistic? Here's the challenge. With being realistic, that comes from a programmed view. It comes from societal programming. It comes from programming through advertisements, through the news, through family, through communities. We can go down the line. We don't have to, but we can go down the line. But as a person, and this is for you, if you're watching this, you're obviously a person who has chosen to embrace spirituality, their spiritual science. You have gotten into your spiritual bag. You're now saying, okay, what are my spiritual gifts? Who did I came here to be? Not what else do I need to do, but who did I come here to be? you have embraced that, you have surrendered to that. So, as a spiritual being first in this body, you understand that you are an energetic being. Your entire body is a portal of energy. Okay? So, when we talk about using the power of our words, your entire view, first of all, when you have spirituality as the backbone of your life, what you view as what is realistic is going to sound a little bit different than what another person who is looking outside of themselves calls realistic or considers to be realistic. A person who has yet to embody their spirituality, to embody their magic, to embody the fact that there are elevated celestial guides that are a part of your spiritual team that you can invoke to assist you to live a harmonious life as a spiritual being in a physical body on this physical plane. It is easy for that individual to get caught up with what they see, what they read, what they hear about the world. For example, I had an individual say to me, "What would you do? Or would you believe me if I told you that we are on the verge of a financial collapse?" I wasn't startled by that. Now, perhaps, maybe even 2 years ago, I may have allowed myself to get into that conversation. But my response was, well, I would not allow myself to be involved in that type of conversation. Notice the words that I use. I said I would not allow myself to be involved in that conversation. Had nothing to do with that other person. So for that other person, perhaps they may look at that comment as, oh, I am avoiding or bypassing what could be happening. No, I am very aware of the shifts that are taking place in systems in the world, in the entire world. I'm very aware. But what I know as a spiritual being, because I have made getting into my spiritual bag, getting into my spiritual science, embodying who I came here to be in every single moment of my life. Number one, I know that I am meant to live a harmonious life in every single aspect of life. Love, money, communication, relationships, business, health, all down the line. Physical health, mental health, spiritual health, emotional health. I came here. Part of my purpose, part of your purpose, is to live a harmonious life, is to thrive beyond. Why? Because as a spiritual being, we are in this world. We are not of it. So to stay in that mind frame, to stand firm in your I am power, here's where you need to use the power of your Heka to speak up for who you are. So for me to say, well, I am not available for those types of conversations because I know my economy, my currency is overflowing. My currency is overflowing. I am fully supplied for in every single moment of my life, because I know that I embody that. And that comes out through my voice in what the conversations that I allow myself to be involved in. Me being involved in a conversation about some economy collapsing. Well, my economy is not collapsing. My economy is strong because I am a currency. My energy is a currency of love, wisdom, guidance, including money in all its forms. That is what I stand on, because that is what I know. That is what I embody. So we have to stand firm in that, and we can't be, it's very easy to do, especially if those conversation staples are coming from, or they're being prompted by people that are close to you, i.e. family, friends, people that you would consider to be in your circle, in your community, people that you talk to often, people that you stay in communication with. It's easy to find yourself in those conversations. But as an energetic being, to keep your energy at the most elevated level possible in every single moment, we have to be mindful of that. And we have to go back to who we are embodying, what we are embodying, and stand firm in that. So, this is a reminder video. As you can see, it took longer than 90 seconds. So this is a reminder to you to use the power of your words to speak up for who you are, to speak up for your soul and what you are embodying. Who cares if people call you unrealistic? Because remember, as a spiritual being, what's realistic for you is that in every single moment, you deserve to live a harmonious life. In every single moment, you are living a harmonious life. And that includes being fully supplied for, in overflowing measure, in money in all its forms. So, to know that, to stand in that, it's not going to serve you to have a conversation that talks about economies collapsing, money collapsing. Stay away from those conversation staples. They do not serve you. Now, you can't control. Perhaps you can adjust with the power of your Heka before you even get into communication and conversations with people. All right? But your job is not to control what they'll try to bring to you. Your only job is to stand firm in who you are, who you came into this life to be, and what energy you are embodying in this moment. All right? So that is a reminder for you. I don't even know what to call this video yet, but that's okay. But don't forget Unleashed Alchemy Mystery School. If you know that you are on the verge of a spiritual revolution in your life, and you are feeling that you want more support, please join the Mystery School. Also, if you want to work one-on-one with me, okay, schedule an appointment with me. All right. Both links for the school and to schedule an appointment with me will be in the description box of this video. And until next time, cheers.